You don't have permission to live stream. Why don't I? Let me try to change this. Caster been giving me some issues. Caster is like what my sponsors use. I'm not the biggest fan of Caster, and
it's always like that, right? They try to offer you something and don't really work.
Yeah, I'm not really the biggest fan of it. I'm probably gonna go to StreamYard here in the new year.
Yeah, I like StreamYard. I use that for audio for my guests that's outside of Ohio.
Okay, I feel like everybody likes StreamYard. Like, I'm late to the game. All right, let's try to do this, and if it doesn't work from my laptop, no biggie, because it's not me.
Right. Wait, hold on. Let me see.
Copy, paste this link, edit and paste. Let's try this. Yeah, I don't know if this is gonna let me. Wow, I'm pissed. But you know me, girl, the show must go on. Oh, are we live? Oh, period. I think we are. Let's just double check. I'm gonna go to I have to go to like Facebook to see if we're live. I don't think so. Okay, no biggie. So we're just gonna do this from Instagram. Okay. It says we're live, but I don't see it. Yeah, let me just get on the Instagram.
My bad, girl. Somebody called me. I'm like, hold on now. All right.
Girl, so Key, I don't think this is live. Like it says it is, but I am not seeing it on my Facebook feed. And when that happens, that means it's not live. So we're gonna just do this from our phones. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
So I'm about to have you join. You go come here.
All right. That works too.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I don't know why this is. We're live. Hello, and welcome to Get Into the Bag. I'm your host, Embrielle Coleman, and this podcast is brought to you by Columbus Black and Mayo. Columbus Black serves to be the primary source of communication in Columbus, so make sure you're following them on all social media platforms. And Mayo, making your life entertaining, is the next generation of software where you can curate your own experiences with just a snap of a finger. It's free, easy to use, and when you're looking for things to do, places to go, and places to eat, just mile it, just in time for the holiday season. Okay. Hey y'all, happy Bag Talk Tuesday. We're searching for we're on time. We're on time. This is my time. I'm just kidding. We're gonna get Key on here. We were having some technical difficulties with one of the streaming platforms, but it's okay because the show goes on always. Music licensing platform for all creators. So while she's joining, make sure y'all talk to me now and find the perfect. Let me know how y'all day went. Art list. Made for creators. Drop an emoji for how your day would. Drop a happy face if you happy, sad face if you sad. You know, if you feeling the love, drop a heart. Just let me know how you feeling tonight on this wonderful Bag Talk Tuesday. I think when the pandemic happened. And with that being said, we're about to get started. We're not gonna delay any more time. Hey, Key. What's up, bro? What's goody? How are you?
I am doing all right. How are you? How are y'all?
Doing good, y'all. Talk to me. Let me know how y'all are doing in the comments. Hey, Artistry. Hey, girl.
Bag Talk Tuesdays.
Well, y'all know, if y'all know, Key is an amazing podcaster, author, writer, creative, content creator, all of that good stuff. And we're going to talk about her journey because she's still going. It's not over with. She's just getting started. And we're going to talk about all that tonight. Y'all let me know where y'all sitting at. Drop your cities in the chat. I'm sitting in Columbus, Ohio. Key, where you at? Where you at, girl?
I'm in Cleveland.
Hey, Key from Cleve.
Y'all know the name, Key from Cleve.
Key from Cleve.
Where
Drop it
y'all
in
at?
Tell us where you at, where y'all sitting at. What's up? What's up?
Hey, Tasha girl. I see y'all coming in.
Welcome to Get Into the Bag, y'all. I love interaction. If this is y'all first time tuning in on a podcast, first off, shout out to y'all for showing love. I love that interaction live. So make sure y'all are commenting the entire time. I need y'all to talk to me and we'll talk to y'all. Hey, Arizona. I know that's right. So Key, how's your day, girl? How you feeling?
It's Tuesday. Tuesday for sure. Working, busy. I am just, I'm exhausted.
I feel like Tuesdays are like my busiest days, ironically, even with the show.
Yeah, Mondays and Tuesdays are the busy days for sure.
For sure.
It's busy.
Yeah.
Nonstop busyness.
Do you feel like you checking out a little bit because the holidays, next week?
Yes. I don't know what it is, but it's like December comes and it's like I'm just ready for the new year, just ready to just ready to just start the new year.
Say goodbye. Right. Say goodbye to 2020.
For real. And it just seems like it's dragging. And I think as we get older, we want to skip to New Year's. We kind of just want to skip the holidays. I don't know.
Yeah, because everything does drag. You are absolutely right. And for all of my peoples who might not be familiar with you, make sure you give us an intro, your age, hometown, your professional title, all that good stuff.
Well, I am Keith from Cleve. I am from Cleveland, Ohio, born and raised. Is Cleveland? I do me. I am a content creator, a podcaster, and an author. I now have two books on my back. And I just feel like the list keeps going on and on. I'm an editor. I create things. I'm trying to get into my digital marketing bag, trying to get the flyers going. Like anything you think of digitally, I do it. I try it. So I'm literally just a person who does it all with this.
Yes, literally, jack of all trades.
A jack of all trades, literally.
And you gotta be to get to the bag, right?
Yeah, you have to be. We'll get into that though.
Well, I'm all about goal setting. I'm very intentional when it comes to my goals, and I love when my guests do the same. So give me one of your professional goals and one of your personal goals for this month.
One of my personal goals for this month is just to get back in the mindset of creating my content and controlling it per se. Mm-hmm. I have a content my podcast is very guest based. So I feel like sometimes I kind of cater to my guests and kind of forget what the niche of my podcast is. Okay. I want to get back to, that and just figuring out what my podcast is and what that means and getting back to the meaning behind it. So I'm very much in my creative background now. Just what that looks like to me, what I want my creative needs to look like. So that's definitely one of my personal goals.
Come on.
My professional goals, I just want to continue writing per se. I feel like I took a long break than intended to make my next book per se. So now that I feel like, all right, the next book is out. All right, good. What's the next thing? Like, I need to hit the ground running. Like, what's next to write? Do I want to go a different direction? I'm just ready to start making my bag from writing per se.
Come on. Come on, all the streams of income in 2023, right?
All the streams of income. We need more than 3. I feel like more than 3, that's what makes you a boss when you got more than 3 streams of income.
Y'all heard it. And y'all feel free to drop y'all goals in the chat as well. It could be personal, it could be professional, it can be one or the other. I want to hear from y'all what y'all got planned for this month. And you mentioned you want to get, back to the niche of what your podcast is. What does that creative process look like for you right now?
So right now I kind of took a break. Right before Thanksgiving started, I decided, okay, I've been going hard for 2.5 years. Let me slow down. Let me take a step back and realize what works let me take back and like re-listen to my episodes and what I've done. I feel like sometimes I just post the episode and I only listen to it when I'm editing it. I never go back and listen to my episode. So when people come up to me and they say, "Yeah, I'm like, girl, what?" Like I don't know what what is anything. So I feel like sometimes I feel like I'm just so in a rush to just get it out there, and sometimes I want to like refill it with my guests per se, and like with the
Yeah.
listeners. So it's like they're listening. I may put an episode out in March, but some people didn't listen till April, May. And it's like I didn't forget because I'm so focused on this new concept that I'm putting out. I forgot what the old content was.
Right.
And I was like, okay, let me take a back seat for a second. So now I'm kind of like, all right, let me study this a little bit. Let me figure out what I already talked about. What do I talk about a lot? What do I need to stop talking about? What do I want to bring up more? Kind of figuring out what guests work. The most listened to episodes. Why was they the most listened to episode? I had to go back and see what worked. So I kind of like took the rest of the year off to just kind of like, all right, let me reassemble. Let me figure out what's what. And that's pretty much what the process is now. It's just trying to figure out what do I want to do next.
I love that. I love that. And I don't know if people, if you're not a podcaster, you don't realize, like, honestly, it might just be me. I ain't speaking for all podcasters, but
right.
Listening to my voice and watching my episodes, like, it's just always so cringy for me.
Cringy.
I don't know. It's like,
but you know what? I will say, being a podcaster, you have to be comfortable with your voice though.
Right.
Because your podcast voice isn't like your regular voice that you speak to every day. So it's like, once I turn that mic on, I got to readjust. And if you don't like your voice, readjust it again the next episode, So it's like, if you don't like your voice the way it sounds, it's not supposed to be like your everyday voice. It's not supposed to be like that. I had guests that literally are shook by the time I'm talking to them, just having a conversation with them. And as soon as I turn their mics on, they're like, wait, what was that? Wait a second. Like, I'm really a totally different person. So I feel like being in the creative world, you got to be okay with your voice per se. Yeah. Listening to it back, editing, you have to be okay with it.
And that is something I'm definitely learning. You literally have to study your own material, and studying your content is definitely needed. So I love the fact that you're going through a rebrand right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Shout out to you. Well, it's the end of the year. Hey, Daryl. Hey, girl. Shout out to
Daryl.
So we're talking New Year's goals now, right? What is one thing that you're going to start doing in 2023? And then what is one thing you're going to stop doing in 2023?
One thing I'm going to stop doing, I'm going to stop reneging on my promises to myself. Sticking to my schedule. Sticking to my boundaries. I feel like I always have a soft spot for certain people in my life. And when they call me, it's like I drop everything. Craig's coming, I'm coming, and it's like, I'm like one of the people, it's like, I don't want to be like, okay, well, I'm constantly doing this. I don't want to put you on the back burner, but I really need to stick to my boundaries. If I say I'm going to do this at 10 o'clock, I'm doing this at 10 o'clock. Like,
that's real.
And I feel bad the whole time at 10 o'clock comes, like, dang, I really should be doing this. And I'm still sitting there.
That's real. Is that true? Okay.
Yes, us Sagittarius are procrastinators. Sierra's in here too. She'll tell y'all. Yeah, we're procrastinators. So it's like, I feel like sometimes we know what we're supposed to be doing, but we kind of just put it on the back burner. And it's so bad because it was like when I finally do it, it's take 10, 15 minutes. And I'm like, why was I putting that off? Why was I putting that off for so long? So I feel like I need to stop doing that. A lot of other things can be, I feel like a lot of things could have gotten done this year quicker if I would have stopped procrastinating and just setting my boundaries. And just, I need to stop having those soft spots for people where I'm going to drop everything and come. And it's like, I got something doing that.
All right.
One thing I want to start doing is, I guess, like, sticking to a schedule. Like, I don't really have, like, the perfect work schedule, per se. Like, I work 10-hour shifts Monday through Thursday, which leaves my Friday, Saturday, Sunday to myself. So I need to plan out my Friday, Saturday, Sunday a bit better. It needs to be a little bit more productive instead of waking up like, oh, what's the plan for today? And nothing gets accomplished. So it's like, I need to really stick to what my plan. Like, if I say I'm going to do it, I need to do it. So they kind of go hand in hand a little bit.
Felt that 100%. Yeah, there's so much stuff. We're not going to dwell on the past, but
we can. It's December 13th. It's a new day.
It's all
and we're gonna
right.
rock it out for the rest of the month. It's just that
And
simple.
that's that about that.
Wait,
Well, you just had a birthday. Happy
I
belated.
did. I did.
How was it?
It was fun. I had a great time. I had a great time. One thing I can say, my sisters, my cousins, they make sure I have a great time every year for my birthday. Like even when I want to sit in the house, they be like, "Nah, girl, come outside." So I really feel as if my sisters, they did a great job of making sure like I enjoyed my birthday.
That's good.
The weekend before, I did like a drink party thing. I saw this thing on TikTok where like everybody brings a drink and it's like they make a margarita or whatever. And my whole kitchen was just filled with alcohol and just
My
it
type
was
of
great.
party.
It was a type of party and we played games and we everybody brought a drink. So we all was just sipping each other's drinks and we got messed up for the night. It was amazing and played the
Absolutely.
games. Um and then on my actual birthday, I went to make candles with my sisters. It was so relaxing. So
Look at
relaxing.
that. That's like,
So and I didn't burn it yet. I told myself I was gonna burn it this weekend. So I'll update y'all and tell y'all how I smell.
yeah, let us know about that. That's real grown and sexy. I like that.
Right. I'm like 27 now. Gotta do something cute, you know. So
Yes.
definitely came together, but it was very relaxing for sure.
I love that for you, friend. And this is year 27. What are you looking forward to in this year of your life?
What I'm looking forward to 27 is just I feel like the last 2 years since I've been 25, I've been very open-minded with the people that I meet and just hold conversations with. And that's literally everywhere I go. So I'm really just excited to like meet new people and the new places. I have so many vacations lined up for 2023. So I'm excited to go places, meet new people, you know. I'm just excited. Just new experiences.
Well, I'm gonna be all on your Instagram looking at the places you go. Okay.
I know. Well, I'll tell y'all now, in March, y'all can be on it because I'm be in Dubai. I'm kind of excited.
Dubai.
I am very excited.
A rich okay.
Yes.
Hey, friend. Well,
But
I love that.
Yes, I'm excited. So make sure you'll be on the lookout for that in March.
Yes, please. I mean, I'm all for creating content while you're on vacation, but also enjoy it.
I know, right? It's gonna be a little bit of both.
Okay. Okay. As long as you set those boundaries, enjoy it, take some pictures, put the phone in your pocket, period.
I know. I'm still learning that too.
Yeah, it's hard to find the balance. Thank y'all. We got a compliment on the colors, the locks and the braids.
The locks is flourishing. They flourishing. If y'all remember, y'all know.
Okay. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
Well, you have one of the hottest podcasts in Cleveland, For Your Records podcast. For those people that, might not be listeners of yours at this time, tell us what your podcast is and how can we listen to you?
You can find my podcast literally anywhere you can listen to podcasts. Google Podcasts. I just found out it was on Google Podcasts. Didn't even know that. You can tell Alexa to play For Your Records podcast. She'll do it. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, literally anywhere you can think of. I'm on every site. Mostly, I'm learning most of my listeners come from Spotify and SoundCloud and Apple. So make sure y'all run an Apple up though. I need that.
Y'all heard it.
But yeah, my podcast is about music and pretty much just my love for it. Pretty much, anybody that knows me knows I love music. I have people that know me that literally come up to me and ask me about my opinion on an album. Like it's really that deep. So I have a podcast about music. Each week I bring someone on that's a music enthusiast, someone who makes music, rappers, singers, anybody in the music industry. I even have people that have worked with artists, whether they're like fashion designers, producers, whatever they may have. And we talk about music. We talk about what's hot, what you've been listening to, what's going on. Do you like this celebrity? They kind of came out of nowhere. What you think about that? We talk about the celebrities, unpopular opinions, albums that we forgot about that may have came back up in conversation, and now we gotta dissect the lyrics a little bit. Like, hold on, this didn't age well. A lot of different things, whatever comes up in conversation, really, and it all depends on who I bring on the show. So me being the only host of the show, I pretty much, come together with a guest each week and kind of figure out like, okay, I kind of stalk their Instagrams and their Twitters a little bit, like oh, you've been talking about this. Sorry, we're gonna make an episode about this. Like, what you been talking about? And each week we pretty much break down the celebrities and what they do and how it was stupid. But who are we?
No, for real.
But who
And
are
I'm
we?
all for it because I
But
love celebrity news.
and you
I
know,
love
and sometimes
music.
it's just like, why would you do that?
Yeah,
But who
yeah.
are
And
we? You
they've
know,
been clowning
um,
lately.
and I love it. You know, and it gives more content. Um, and it's just pretty much like one of those podcasts where it's just like a safe space to come and bring your opinions on, and
Yeah.
then the listeners come and they attack it, and it just comes a different argument each week. It's just amazing. So, my supporters and the guests really make the show because it's like they bring their opinions on, and we kind of dissect it a little bit. So it works out.
Absolutely. Where does your love for music come from?
My mother. I grew up in a household where my mother doesn't not know a song. Like she knows every song. And even now, like my mother's a big Chris Brown fan. She knows Chris Brown songs before I do. I don't know. She just does.
That's crazy.
And I know, I don't know. I don't know. She just told me a leak song that's under a different name on Apple
A
Music. No, I
leak?
don't know. It's a leak song. Listen, I don't
Oh,
know.
she's tuned
But she
in.
know it. She know
Okay.
it. But my mother just is very in tune with music, and she passed that down to me very early. Like just being in the backseat as a kid, in the car seat, knowing words, and then me going to school, rapping rap lyrics, getting in trouble for it. And she looking at me like, dang, she paying attention. Like that's where my love of music literally comes from. Like her,
Period.
literally her.
And Key, literally, y'all, she has so a little background, a little context. Me and Key, that Kiana was my first best friend. Okay. So I remember
Literally.
linking up with Key after school, going to her house, listening to music, sitting in your computer room,
Yeah.
listening to The Weeknd, Frank Ocean, literally some of the hottest artists today.
Literally. I
Kiana
was
got
the one
me
that get
hip
everybody
to.
hip to Frank Ocean. Literally.
Yeah.
From
You
that
literally got me
orange.
hip to the hottest.
Yeah.
So awesome taste in music. Those were some of like the best memories for real.
My music memory with you is literally when My Dark Twisted Fantasy came out, and we was listening to that album from cover to cover. Like
no skips.
every time I listen to My Dark Twisted Fantasy, I literally cry laughing about us trying to memorize who survived in America. Like that is hilarious. Like
y'all don't even know. Like y'all had to be there. That was literally some of the best times.
Like literally.
I wish Kanye wasn't Kanye like he is now.
I
but
know,
I mean,
right?
Here we are. Here we are.
are.
And Daryl, I see your question. We're gonna get right back to it. We're gonna get into audience questions here in a little bit. So not forgetting about you, okay, girl? But your question, Kiana, you asked this at the beginning of every episode. So I gotta know on your podcast, what are you listening to right now?
Oh, now you put me on the spot. That's my question. Well, SZA just dropped. SZA got me in a chokehold, hun.
Album is so good.
Blind. Oh my God, love Blind. But my favorite song on there is Snooze. Like
Snooze. Okay, I'm not really tapped into that one. I love Love Language.
Love Language is a good one too. That's definitely my top 5. But Snooze and Far definitely are like my favorite tracks right now from SZA's new album.
Okay, love now Blind. Do you like it more than her first album?
No.
Okay, fair enough.
No.
She didn't top it. Okay.
She will never come. Can she top Normal?
Never.
No. Can she top Garden?
No.
So no, that's where we are with that. So nice try. However, Ari Lennox.
Oh, I love her.
Chef's kiss. And let me just put this out there. I got meet and greet tickets for my birthday.
Yes.
Just know. Y'all gonna see that all up and down y'all timeline, and I don't care. Y'all might see that for the next 3 months after that concert. I don't care. Okay.
She seems so cool, man. Like she seems
I can't
so down
wait.
to earth.
I can't wait. I just can't wait. I can't wait.
I'm excited.
Ari Lennox, new album, no skips for me. I love it. Play it straight through. POF is definitely my favorite song. If you know, you know. I keep playing it. It's literally like first song, and I gotta play it back at least 3 times because that's my song. On the rap side, I've been listening to a lot of I Swear Vizzo.
Okay.
And I love Detroit music. I Swear Vizzo, Babyface Ray, definitely.
You like Sada Baby?
I do like Sada Baby.
Me too.
Love Sada. I love Sada Baby. I'm trying to think. But I've listened to a lot lately. Drum dropped another album too.
Oh, it was a hit.
It's so good, you guys. Like it's very good. That's another album with no skips, to be honest with you. Beyonce still got me in a chokehold.
The
Ridiculous.
replay value on that album is insane.
You on my neck, hun.
Yeah.
With not even no visuals, and that's not even like me. I usually don't like Beyonce songs until I see the visuals. I don't know.
Yeah, Grammys and the awards that she's getting nominated for are very much worth it.
Very much worth it. She really deserves each one.
Like, for sure.
But yeah, that's pretty much what I got in rotation right now. I've definitely been, every time I try to tell y'all get hit to some new music. I love Primo Rice. I know a lot of y'all hit to Larry June. He's so cool. I know, I get it. But Primo Rice is very cool. Like he's like chill, but he's like Larry June, but a pimp. I don't know how to put it.
Okay.
But I don't know. But it's great. I don't know, y'all. If y'all want some new music and some new rap, definitely tap into Primo Rice if you're not here. You can play any song. It's fire. I can play this. I can play music. Come to my DM.
Hey, okay, and that's that about that. I wish I could put that in the show notes. I can't link stuff, but
I know, right?
Y'all head over to her podcast for that.
No, for real. Y'all got it. Y'all know what to do.
Okay, so you gotta give me your top 5 albums of the year.
All right, I'm not even gonna lie though. Number 1, I know this about to sound a little off to y'all, but just hear me out. My favorite album this year, and I know a lot of music dropped this year, but Pusha T.
You know what?
The Paint is Dry. Somebody bought it for me on vinyl, okay? And I really don't know who bought it for me still to this day. It was a podcast gift for my 2-year anniversary. Okay. And they dropped it off to my house, no name on it. I have no idea who bought it for me. Thank you so much. I love you so much. For me, it's definitely been neck and neck, Pusha T and the Kendrick Lamar album. Kendrick Lamar, I saw him in concert, and that's when the album finally came into perspective for me. It's definitely sitting like in the therapy room for him. He got it all out of his system.
Really?
It's truly.
He looked like he put on a great show too.
He did. It was amazing. And then he had Baby King with him too, and they was on show, and they was tag teaming. They performed their song together. It was great. It was great. It was great. It was a great time. So then my top 2. For 3, I'll definitely put Beyonce. Because the replay is crazy.
Sick.
Sick. And it's so crazy because the wordplay is so simple, but I felt every word.
And it's so catchy. You can't help but like.
Word. I don't know. I love her. I love her for it.
Always.
Number 4 for me, I've definitely put Ari Lennox up there. I wasn't expecting her album to be this good. Because she really helped me with Shea Butter Baby. Like I didn't think she would top
that great album.
To me, it's equally as good. So I definitely put Ari for 4th. And then for 5th, I'm honestly gonna put JID. That album was really good, and I feel like they're not talking about it enough. I feel like they're not talking about it enough because a lot happened for Dreamville this year, and Cole did a lot, and and a lot of stuff go under the radar. But there was a lot of great rap albums that I feel like kind of went under the radar a little bit, and The Forever Story is one of them. And I also Joey Badass dropped another album, and it's really good.
Joey Badass, and I don't listen to him either. When it comes to rap, I'm not gonna lie, I don't really get into it.
I know rap is really hit or miss for you. You've always been that way. But when you be in the mood, you really want to like listen to and dig deep and actually have some rap with some meaning. I definitely recommend those 2. They definitely said a lot on their album and a lot. Like they did a lot for sure.
That's fair. That's fair. That's a hot top 5. I mean, I don't know the last 2, so I'm biased on those 2. But the rest,
you gotta put it out there. But for sure, definitely tap in, you guys. Y'all know I'm always get y'all here.
Well, thank you for that. We're not gonna talk music all night because that's all your niche. So, this is.
I know, right?
This is all your niche. But
all day.
As a podcaster, tell me about like some of the struggles you face.
I think the biggest struggle that I have with podcasting is just like people don't see your things. So you can ask people to come on your podcast. They'll waste your time. They'll say that they're coming and they don't.
Oh, right.
And it's a lot of like a time consuming things, and you're kind of like, well, my time's getting wasted.
It's a business.
So very much so. Besides that though, I think the biggest that I have is when I have other creators come on the show and it's like they have their own way that they create and they're coming onto another show and they kind of got to realize how another creator creates it. And they got to take the step back a little bit. I think that's my biggest challenge. I've had people come on and they kind of like want to take over. People want to like, feedback is okay, but that's how you lose your own vision. Like this is my platform.
Gotcha.
And you don't want to come off rude because you're a host and you still got to record with them at the end of the day. So it's like you got to be careful what you say because you don't want to be awkward as you're recording. But it's like sometimes you really have to tell people like this ain't why you here, you know. And I
That's
feel like
right.
sometimes people kind of like, want to overstep a little bit. It's always comes from other people that create too. I can't even, lie and say it's not. It definitely comes from other people.
What's good, Brody?
But I don't know. I can't really speak for other podcasters, but I think for me, just because mine is so guest based, I always bump heads a lot just with my guests sometimes, just for the content's sake, or just like. Some people they come on the show and they want to control everything, like edit that out, edit this out. And it's like, no, I'm not. I'm not.
No.
And it's like, oh, I'm not even trying to be rude, but I'm not. But sometimes people just don't really know how to take the back seat to something that you create.
Yeah, that is so real. And how do you think that's like you're combating that? Like, how you getting around it?
I'm learning communication.
Mhm.
Other people's boundaries, just learning how they speak to me and seeing like, okay, well, if you're speaking to me like that, obviously you're not going to come on my podcast, so it's like, let's keep it cordial. But more so of, I kind of break it down when I reach out, like, hey, like, we're going to talk about this. And so that when they come in, they don't have other options. Before I didn't really send like an outline just because the podcast is so like, it's not as fun when you have an outlining already in your hand and then you send it to somebody and then they're coming up with calculated answers. It's not fun like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm learning to kind of like send them over kind of like just like a brief description per se of like, hey,
what you can expect.
We're going to talk about this.
Right.
This is what you're going to expect. I'm not going to send over exact questions, but, be prepared for this type of thing.
That's fair.
Just so they don't come in and say, oh, I thought we were going to talk about this. And I was like, no, girl, it wasn't. Like,
that's fair.
So I don't know. Sometimes I try to like make it a little even, easier for me as well, because I don't like calculated answers. I still want it to be fun. I still want it to be funny. I still got to keep my personality. So I think me kind of, I follow the flow of my outline, but at the same time, there's been times where I don't. Sometimes I have a whole outline
because it can get conversational.
Conversational can just go.
Yeah.
So it's like sometimes I don't have an outline ready. So it's like sometimes I'll say, no, I don't have nothing to send you. We're gonna talk about this though. Mm-hmm. I feel like that kind of makes it a little easier to make it flow better, per se.
Yeah. And with you doing this, this is your second year. You about to go into your third year with this.
Yeah.
You're still figuring out, your flow and how you want it to look. So I love how it's like a never ending journey,
Yeah. Yeah. It definitely is a never ending journey for sure.
Yeah.
And just like learning too, I think my biggest lesson this year was be careful with the people you pick and people that you reach out to. Just because you may think like social media is a crazy place. You think you know somebody, but you don't. Okay. So somebody can put on a persona on social media and you meet them and they're quiet.
Or corny.
Or corny. Let's go there. Or corny. And you're just kind of like, you okay? Like, did I say something? Did I make you feel uncomfortable?
Right.
Because I'm the same person on and off social media. I'm not. So I don't know. So if I saw this person on social media and maybe somebody referred to me from social media, and then I invited them over, I don't want to feel uncomfortable. Like I try to speak with them beforehand and try to build that relationship beforehand. But some people are just flat out weird, and you can't change that.
And it be like that. People be weird, and like they don't come back.
Yeah, that's the hard part too. And be like, oh, fine, And then I listen to my my audience too. Like they'll say, "Oh, I love when you had such and such on. Can you bring her back?" And I will, So, or even if I will really flow with a guest, like sometimes I'll say, "Oh no, like you co-host work, let me bring you back," like
Come on.
But I'm used to navigating by myself.
That's fair. That's fair. And but like I said, I love that, and I love that you are finding ways to reinvent yourself in your podcast. That's what you need to be doing. What is your best advice for like beginners, people? Because podcasting is like the thing to do now, and everybody thinks that they can have one. So, what is your best advice to beginners?
I have a couple things. I'm not even gonna lie. The first thing is stick to what makes sense for you. Like, don't pick a topic of a podcast that doesn't make sense to your personality. Like I said, people know me for music. They know me for going to concerts. They know me for constantly, tweeting about new music. So it would be a no-brainer for me to have a podcast about music. I know people who are very knowledgeable in just like being a good mom or being knowledgeable in whatever. And they start a podcast about something that they think is just cute at the moment. And it's just like, well, that wasn't smart.
Yeah.
You could have stuck to your pitch. Like, that's like you, right? Like you help people, you help people literally navigate through life because you're helping them being placed in a job. It makes sense for you to have a podcast about you navigating through life.
Right.
Keeping that job, navigating through our 20s, that type of thing. That makes sense for you. And the people who went to school for science stuff and they started a whole podcast about food. I've never seen you play on your free time.
Or like
never seen you. I have travel podcasts. All they do is go on road trips. How can you tell an experience of TSA? How? Like, it's just little things like that. Like,
the little things.
It's just little things like that. I just don't understand. And another thing, when you start a podcast, know who you want your audience to be, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not making a podcast for people that want to talk about, what they see on social media to degrade women all day and why men don't like women. That's
my least favorite.
It's enough podcasts about that, if we're being honest. And, let's make sure that your podcast makes sense, and let's make sure that it actually is something that is different from somebody else. So why did they click on yours versus somebody else's? Because I'm not the only music podcast out there, but why did they click on mine,
Right.
So it's like, more so, you have to let your personality show. And if your personality ain't in something that you're trying to showcase, that doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, you literally can't
eventually,
be passionate.
You're going to get caught out. Yeah, you're literally going to get caught out eventually. So
you can't be passionate about something that's not your passion.
And sometimes it doesn't make sense to me because, they see what's hot and what's going on at the time. So they're like, oh yeah, let me go ahead and do this. But it's not even that. Like, you didn't have to.
And it's work. On top of all of that, podcast, it's work, especially if you want it to be successful.
Yeah, it's work. And, I know people who put in 5 to 10 episodes and they're like, no, it's too much. And it's like, a podcast is work. And you're not going to retain your listeners by inconsistency. I've seen a lot of podcasts that I've helped with. I've seen them say that they're going to drop an episode every Monday, and then Tuesday come and they're like, well, where'd you go? And if you don't announce it, if you don't announce it either, it's kind of like, well, where'd you go? And then we got to come on with one a month later. It's like, because you got to have a lot of communication. Once your listeners are your listeners, and they're really tuning in each week, and you see your numbers grow, you kind of got to show. They're going to put it on. So just think of it like a job. If you say that you're going to be there at 8 a.m., you're 8 a.m.
Yes.
Podcast is the same way. The same as you're going to put it on Monday at 10 o'clock.
That's real. That's so real. And that's something that I had to find. I mean, Getting to the Bag, that's the podcast, but Better Ex Band was my first baby. And I realized that I'm like, dang, I'm good at this, but this is work.
It's work. It's work. And that's why I say, put yourself on a schedule. If you say you're going to edit tomorrow at 5, edit tomorrow at 5.
Right.
if in podcasters, I always say too, if your episode is an hour and a half, you need to spend 30 minutes plus editing. However long your episode is, you should spend half of that time, that same time that you recorded, editing. And I
Come
mean,
on.
make sure that
Just
it sound good.
a little
Gotta make
free
sure
game for y'all tonight.
little
Just
free
a little
game for
free
y'all.
game.
Little free game for y'all. Especially if you're editing your own work. Make
Right.
sure that you hear it listening and you hear it all the way through. Don't click through and just raise your volume a little bit and keep going. No. So, and then just making sure that you just stay on top of it. And if you have a co-host, make sure that your co-host is just as adamant about the podcast as you are. Because somebody's going to be pulling away a little bit more. And nobody wants that.
That's right. That's right. Well, those are all like really great tips. And, for podcasters out there, people that's just getting started, people that's thinking about getting started, really take all of those words and all of that advice into consideration, because once you get started, like you're in it. So, and you will find out quickly if you want to continue to be in it.
You will find out very quickly. You'll find out very quickly. And then even that, and I always say too, listen to your listeners. Your listeners are really going to keep your podcast going. So if they give you some feedback about what makes sense and what they want to see how you can fit that in there. You don't have to take it all the way in consideration, but just listen. Listen. Just let them know what you're feeling.
Yeah, they're the whole reason why you have your podcast. Essentially, I mean, they're giving you.
They're the ones that are going to keep back. They're the ones that are going to keep coming back.
That's real. Well, we taking audience questions. So if you have any questions, make sure y'all drop them in the chat. But before we get into those, we got to get into the new book, because the new book dropped at the end of November, right?
It dropped December 2nd.
December 2nd. Okay. So it's out. Write lyrics, wrong decisions. Tell us what made you want to write this book, and how's this book different from Good Songs, Bad Memories?
Okay. So Good Songs, Bad Memories was like a lot of me blaming men for things that, I don't like this song because this man did this to me. Or I don't like this song because this happened with this man and now I have a bad memory. Right lyrics, wrong decisions kind of holds me accountable a little bit. Now I'm kind of taking the blame a little bit, I knew better, but here I go anyway. And I have these songs that kind of snap me back into reality a little bit, girl, now why you do that type of thing. And Good Songs, Bad Memories was more so ooh, these men, I got some stories for y'all. But this one is ooh, girl, I kind of messed up. Let me pull up a chair a little bit. Let me tell you a story. Let me tell you what I did. And it's a bit more different. I'm still giving you 10 stories, 10 songs that are, they hold a little bit of memory to me, and they hold a little bit of some type of sentiment to me. But when I hear these songs, they don't bring back bad memories. I kind of chuckle to myself a little bit, girl, you knew better. So
it's like your growth.
Yeah, it's growth a little bit. Growth within my stories, growth within, me being me as a person, and just how I can, navigate a little bit. I was 24 when I wrote Good Songs, Bad Memories. And then I was 26, about to be 27, wrapping it up. So it's
and a
kind of
lot
looking
happens.
Back a little bit, it's some growth there. Looking back on my own things a little bit. So we can't always blame men, and I say that on my podcast a lot. We can't always blame men. We got to take some type of accountability.
Come on, ladies. Y'all heard that. Y'all heard that. And I love when you say, 24 and 26, 27, yes, it might be a 2-3 year difference.
Yeah,
but so much can change.
A lot has happened
in your life, baby.
Yeah, a lot.
So that's real. And all of these are your stories, right?
Yeah, they're real life stories that happened to me. Some of them happened when I was in high school. Some of them happened when I was in college. Some of them happened as an adult. Some of them, I don't know. But I always say this though. I don't write about nothing I haven't healed from. So none of this is anything that's going on now currently. These are things that I've dealt with, healed from, and at least got to be 2 years done for me to at least heal from it. So I don't feel like anything that I say in these books can be held against me because I already moved on from it. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
yes, they're personal. Yes, you could probably judge me from some of these stories. I'm not gonna lie. But especially from the first book, whoo, baby. But it's like I don't look at it like that. I look at it as, all right, I heal from this. I can tell the world because I know somebody going through this or somebody probably has went through this. And I just want to
Right.
know if y'all agree with me or if this makes sense to y'all the same way it makes sense to me, you know?
Yeah, you never know how your stories will change somebody's life.
Yeah,
Seriously.
yeah. Like I've had people come to me and they say, girl, I had the same situation happen to me. That was so crazy how you talked about that. And I'm like, what? Like thinking that it just happened to me because, I don't really, you know, it's different because you're not in college and you're not in school anymore. And then it's just like you don't have that same communication that you do with people that you see every day. So it's like I don't see that same reaction if people would read my book and they're like, girl, that same thing happened to me. So when people catch me in my DM or just in public and they tell me that, I'm just like, what? Like,
How
it's
that make
crazy.
you feel?
It feels rewarding, really. It does, because sometimes you write stuff, you're like, I don't know what this is about to do, but all right,
But here it is, right?
There it is, don't see it. And then like eventually just like, oh wow, I'm really like affecting people. Like, okay, y'all got it. So
As you should, friend. I love that for you, friend.
yes.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you're
Thank you.
welcome. So what is the main thing that you want people to gain from your second book?
When you make decisions, don't just think about like what you want from it when you make these decisions. Like,
We'll expand on that.
you affect other people and you don't know what someone else may be going through. And I think sometimes as women, we be like, oh, I want you, I like you. And it'd be like, okay. And we want men to say the same thing, but it is that easy, but sometimes it's not. You don't know what else they got going on.
And they don't have to feel that way.
You cut them off the blue and you say, oh, I like you, I like you.
Right.
And I think sometimes when you're in this space of, liking somebody, and then sometimes I put everything in music form. And sometimes I hear music and it's just like, that made me think about such and such. Oh my goodness. I miss him. And then you'd be like, all right, I'm about to text him. Why he ain't text you back? You don't know what that man doing? You just hit that man randomly.
Or if he even want to hear from you. Yeah.
So like, why? It's like a lot of things. It's just like we have to put in the respect of like, we make decisions solely thinking of ourselves. But half of the stuff that happened in this book, if I would have thought about somebody else's feelings, it probably would have never happened.
Wow.
Or I already knew what I was doing. Why you double backing on somebody that already did you wrong? Why would you do that? So it's like you gotta learn from your mistakes. And it's like if we learn from our mistakes and actually like move and keep going, I just imagine our decision making would be so much better.
Come on. That mess around and be my quote for next week. Because that is so real. And one of my favorite podcasters is Self-Care and Chill with Maui, that podcast.
Yes.
One of my favorite quotes she said is, it's only time wasted if you ain't learned your lesson.
Literally. Okay?
And that is fact. So it's like you said, the decisions that you make don't only affect you. A lot of the times they don't affect you. So you really, are you telling people to be like more conscious of the way they act?
Yeah, be more conscious of the way that you react, the way that you act on what you want. Even though it may make sense to you affecting other people, it's probably not the same. So it's like sometimes you kind of go into this space of I want this, I want this, I want this. And the other person probably does want it, but probably not as bad as you. Or they probably do want it, but they got some other issues that they got to solve first, And I think sometimes when we're in this space of making decisions, we're so quick on them because it's like we want. I need it. Whether that's a man, whether that's a job, whatever it is. And I think sometimes when we're so quick to want it, we do whatever for it, and that's not even fair. So it's like there's other people to take account for.
That's right, and it's not fair. It's not fair to yourself. It's not. You're right.
It's not just you.
Come on. What's up? Bruno was here. Thank you for tuning in. And you got to tell us where we got to purchase your book. Where can we find it?
On Amazon.
It's on Amazon.
On Amazon. I'm pretty sure if you get it now, you can still get it before Christmas Eve.
That's right. Order it on Amazon. It's, if you don't have Prime, if you have Prime, shout out to you. But it is on Amazon, y'all. Make sure y'all show Key some love. Purchase that book. Purchase her first book. Can we expect this to be a series?
I'm gonna give y'all one more. One more. And it's not gonna be. I'm thinking it's not gonna be. I'm gonna give you a little game real quick. I ain't tell nobody this. I'm thinking I'm gonna finish this series out, but I think I'm gonna do it with like friendships. And just relationships that I hold with people with music. Some bad, some good. But just how relationships really change over time. And sometimes we got to be okay with just letting people be a season or just a lesson. Or, just sometimes a lot of relationships change and we don't even know why. People just grow. And I think as I get older, I look at my relationships a lot differently. Like, sometimes, we can say we're close, but it's like, are we really,
Right.
It's like a lot of things that go with that. So I really definitely want to shed light on just like the friendships that we share and just like different relationships that we have with people, like, with your cousins, siblings, parents, things like that. I think I'm gonna do that for the last book.
Yes.
And I'm gonna close it out. Let me get to some now.
Come on. And that was an exclusive. Okay.
Yeah, that was an exclusive. I ain't telling nobody that yet. But yeah, that literally just came to me on my birthday. So
Thank
yeah.
you, friend. Thank you for that exclusive. I can't wait for that to drop. That's gonna be timely for me, and I'm sure so many people. I feel like in your 20s, the older you get, you really, those friendships change. So they develop.
Change.
They don't develop. So
yeah. Just things that people that you've known for a while, you really don't know anymore. It's just things like that, And I think that we got to realize that as we get older, like it's okay for friendships to change.
It's okay.
It's okay. Same with relationships too. You're gonna outgrow.
Right.
You're gonna outgrow.
And it don't have to be no beef. It's all right.
It don't gotta be no beef. We just don't gotta spate. That's
real.
it.
Well, I did have a question. I'm not gonna ignore Daryl's question. She asked it at the beginning of the episode. I believe she asked, who are you looking forward to having on your show this coming year?
I have a couple people that I've reached out to, but don't really have like a definite date or anything yet. But I do have some producers that have they've made beats for Dope Boy. They've made beats for what's his name? Doof, the guy that be doing the little crunk dances in Memphis or whatever. Anyway, he be crunk dancing. He's made beats for like a couple. I don't know the dance. I don't know.
That's that.
But yeah, he's done beats for just a couple different Memphis rappers. I think he just did one for Glorilla on her last album. So I got some producers in the cuts. My goal, I'm really trying. I've been trying for a year, but every time we've linked, it's just like I'm in town and she's not, and then she's in town and then I'm not, and it just doesn't work out. Her background as a dancer, working, especially now that she's with the big leagues, Beyonce, Chris Brown and whatnot. Definitely trying to get her insight on that. But yeah, it's just a matter of when are we both going to be in town at the same time? Got to catch her,
right?
And I'm really looking forward to just bringing back some old guests that I've had on. I've had
Well, you went out for
808 Mondo on the show. He's recorded some can you hear me?
I can hear you now. There we go.
I had 808 Mondo on the show. He made some beats for Dolph, RP to Dolph, but he's about to go on tour with Key Glock in a second. So like he's really doing it. So I'm excited to bring him back and bring his expertise on from what he's done. Definitely can't wait to record with Kevin again, when we link back up whenever I'm back in Atlanta or whenever he's back in Cleveland. We're getting that second episode together.
Come on.
And just excited. I'm just really excited all around just to bring some of my favorite guests back that I've had and just to continue with the show and just see like who else I can get on the show and just see who, it's all a matter of shooting your shot. Yeah. And going from there. Literally that, putting yourself out there. But yeah, I'm excited for the new year. I'm excited.
I love that. And I mean, I ain't gonna hold you. I was trying to get Taylor on my show too. It ain't nothing, I was
You
stealing your
listen,
idea.
that's what I'm saying. She gotta go on a little Cleveland tour. She gotta go on a Cleveland tour real quick. I'm
Yes,
telling you.
I've been trying to get her as well, but she's a busy woman. So
She
if you get her,
is.
put
She
a little bug
is.
in her ear to talk about business, okay?
Oh, it's nothing. It's nothing. It's nothing. But yeah, it's just a matter of literally shooting your shot. Like
Right,
literally shooting your shot.
right.
Oh, I forgot. How could I forget? I have Chelsea Pastel coming too. I don't know if y'all have, but she's a rapper in Cleveland that's up and coming. I'm
Okay.
very excited to have her on.
That's
She's been going
exciting.
viral a lot, so I'm excited for her too. Shout out to Chelsea.
Shout out to Chelsea, girl. I'm all for Cleveland artists, Cleveland creatives. Y'all know, love y'all down. And I'm rooting for y'all always.
For sure.
Always. Well, before we get out of here, we got to do my favorite segment of the night, give them their flowers. So this is the time. Anybody who supported you, helped you throughout your journey, personal or professional, go ahead.
For sure. First and foremost, I want to say happy birthday to my Rolly, my dog Sabrina. When I first started the podcast, y'all, I remember I had got into a tiff with an ex and he broke my microphone. And I remember I called Sabrina crying and it was nothing. Like she just sent me the cash that money the next day. And it was just like, what? So shout out to Sabrina, because who would have known what would have happened if I would have been able to be recording the next day after that. So shout out to Sabrina. Happy birthday to my dog for life. Shout out to my sisters. They keep me going. Literally, they keep me going. I don't think they know that enough, but they literally keep me going. Just the fact that I can be myself around them and they're able to speak with me and just learn me, because they're in the nursing world. They're in a totally different world, and they can come and speak to me on a podcasting and just learn my journey and what I got going on, and I can like vent to them. So for that, I'm forever grateful. And my guests, absolutely, my guests that always make a recurring appearance on the show, especially Vale, my brother from another mother. Shout out to Vale. Shout out to Alex, my baby for life. Shout out to Harold, my podcast friend and my confidant. We like this. That's my buddy. We go back. And just anybody that has just gave me an idea for the show, anybody that's definitely made a recurring guest. Shout out to Justine as well. Just everybody that's just came on the show and just put their energy out there, and they're memorable. And people come up to me and they say, "Oh my goodness, we can tell that you guys had great energy." That's what I love the most. Just the guests that come on and they bring the energy. Yeah. Little or not, I don't know if I tell y'all enough. That literally keeps my show going as well. Sometimes I don't be having the energy, and then the guests come and it just makes everything better. But and my listeners, I love y'all. Y'all really keep me going. Y'all literally keep the show going, and just the feedback that y'all give me each week. Just everybody that has always just been a helping hand to me. Shout out to my mama for making me even love music to begin with, to even start this podcast. And shout out to the artists for keep making dope music for me to talk about.
Okay. That's
the most important part.
Flowers given, flowers out. Yeah, shout out everybody. Keep shout it out. If y'all on the live, thank y'all so much for tuning in. This y'all episode will be available as soon as we get off. I'll make sure to post everything that we talked about in the show notes, a recap of what we chatted about, making sure y'all get Key's book. I can't post the Amazon link in the show notes, but make sure y'all go to Amazon, search her book, okay? Write lyrics.
You can literally go on Amazon and search Key from Clee.
Yeah.
And it's 2 books listed. Come on, man.
Come on. And buy them both.
I'm different. Buy them both.
Well, Key, I just want to, shout you out. You keep going. You are an amazing podcaster, literally you're just a very creative person in general. You've always been that way. You're welcome. So don't stop. Don't let anybody, challenge your vision. Do what you want to do. Okay. And
you too, friend. You stay on your podcast too, friend.
Thank you. And make sure you shout out anything that you got up and coming. Make sure people know, when is the next episode.
Yeah, so the podcast is dropping. I'm not even gonna lie, y'all. I kind of recorded an episode. I dropped it Saturday. I was supposed to come back on the podcast and see until January, but I've honestly been so inspired this past weekend. Just with the people that I've met and just the things that I've seen. And I'm honestly, I've been cutting people DMs and trying to set some things up for the next couple episodes. So to be honest with y'all, it may be episode this Friday. What's that, the 16th? Not even gonna lie to y'all. Y'all will have an episode this Saturday. And every week after that, I'm never taking another break. I promise. I'm sorry, y'all.
Well, that was quick.
I know it was fast, but I've honestly been so inspired, and the people that I've just been coming across, and I don't know, since my birthday, I kind of been a reset, and it's just like the energy's been coming back to me, and I've already done, I've been listening to a lot of my early shows and just see like this like
The growth.
how everything's just come together, and
Yeah.
it's definitely come together. And I'm definitely coming out with another book next year, but we're gonna let this one sizzle a little bit. I won't take that long of a, this one was like a year and a half. I don't plan on taking another year to write another one. So
Well, yes.
we'll work on that.
And period. Work on that. Enjoy the process. Love the process.
For sure.
And y'all,
stay creative, y'all.
Stay creative. Give us a positive note before we get out of here.
Don't dim your light for nobody. Literally.
That's
nobody.
It. Mic drop. Well, shout out to my sponsors, Columbus Black and Mild. Shout out to y'all for tuning in tonight. Getting to the Bag is back the week after next week. Enjoy the holidays. Happy holidays, Kwanzaa. What is the other one? Hanukkah. Have Merry Christmas. Hanukkah. Whatever you celebrate. Happy holidays. Okay.
And a Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. And we're closing out December with my very first show guest. He's very much loved, Earl. He's gonna tap in, let us know what he's doing in Houston. So make sure y'all tune in. Brian, how you gonna tune in with 1 minute left?
Wow.
No, just kidding. Love you, twin. Love you. Thank you so much. So we're signing off, y'all. Y'all have a great night. Get some rest. And Key, love you, girl.
Love you down, girl.
Love you down. I'll see y'all the week after next.
Right.
Bye, y'all. All right, Key, you get some sleep, girl. I'm about to log off and eat.